Lakers are active this week in interviewing head coaching candidates. JJ Redick definitely on that list. A lot of interest in the Lakers and him. He is not alone, though. James Borrego interviewed earlier this week with the Lakers. He is a veteran coach who has a lot of potential. I don't think he should be disregarded, especially because of his long-standing relationship with Anthony Davis. Also, Sam Cassell is in there. But I think Borrego and JJ Redick both are very interesting candidates for the Lakers.
All right, so clearly, and the JJ Redick of it all, he's working with LeBron on the podcast. He's working for us here. That all factors into all of this, and it leaves everything in an unusual place. I want to play you something from the podcast that he and LeBron did recently, because they were talking about Bronny, LeBron's son, and he's coming up in the NBA draft, and that creates another fascinating dynamic. Here's what LeBron said about it.
My goal was like, listen, I'm trying to make it to the All-Star game in year one. I want to be, All-Star. I want to be MVP. I want to be this, all of these things. And a lot of us have those aspirations. But, for Bronny to just have that mindset of like, listen, at this point in time in my life and in my game, I know where I stand, but I know how I affect the game, and he's just a winning player. And I just love his mindset. He's living in the moment, and he's definitely carving out his own lane. He's definitely not his dad, and I'm not him.
It's such a fascinating dynamic in so many different ways. And Wendy, again, I'll remind everyone who does not know, you've been covering LeBron literally since he was younger than Bronny is now. And the dynamic is, here we have one of the handful of greatest players of all time talking about the drafting of his son, potentially by his team, and having the conversation with someone who could be the coach of that team at this point next year. I've been around a long time. I've never seen that happen before. So, Wendy, fill us in. What should we be thinking about all this?
I agree, Greeny. It is very unusual. It is unprecedented. It is awkward. All I can tell you is this. I know that this is hard to believe, but I promise you, I swear, LeBron does not want to be involved in the coaching search. And that is not just because of JJ Redick. He didn't want to be involved in the coaching search in 2005 when they hired Mike Brown. He didn't want to be involved in the coaching search when the Lakers hired Frank Vogel. He just doesn't want it. Does he make his feelings known on a day in and day out basis, and the Lakers observe that and make their decisions? Yes. But I'm telling you, it's not as simple as just they call LeBron and say, who should we hire? I know people believe that. He obviously influences it. He couldn't try to be distancing himself more from this JJ Redick decision. Obviously, they have a relationship. It'd be foolish to say that they don't have a relationship. Obviously, the Lakers have listened and watched this podcast and are watching them interact with each other and see the connection. But I know that it's hard to believe, but I'm telling you, it's something. It's not something LeBron wants a part of. He does not want to have this coach on his shoulders. This is their Lakers decision, and he will watch and see what happens like everybody else.
And then, so, Legs, I'm giving you the floor. I'm not even sure what question to ask. You got the head coaching piece of it. You got the Bronny piece of it. What is your take on all of this?
Well, I think, first of all, LeBron's comments on his son, it's like he's the ultimate hype man, and I don't blame him. He should be. That's his son, right? And he wants the best for him. I don't know if LeBron thinks that the best thing for Bronny necessarily would be playing next to him. That'd be a lot of pressure. But at the same time, I look at the Lakers and say, you got the 55th pick in the draft. If Bronny James is there and you want to take a pick there, you're trying to, maybe if you can get a guy that can impact the team right now in terms of winning, because you've got LeBron James at this stage of his career, you do it. But the likelihood of doing that is going to be very, very low. So why not take Bronny James if you have that pick available to you then, because it puts LeBron in a better state of mind? Why wouldn't you, as an organization, when you're still trying to compete, potentially win a championship, as long as you have LeBron James on your roster? The JJ Redick component, I think everybody that thinks that this will be awkward because they have a relationship if he were to get the head coaching job, I look at it like this. I think a lot of guys that have coached LeBron James, people in that locker room have wondered, what is LeBron the guy that's got more of a voice in charge here, or the head coach? It would be nothing new to any coach, whether it was JJ Redick or somebody else. I think that component of it is a little bit overblown, the fact that they already have a relationship. At the end of the day, all that matters is if JJ Redick got this job, does he get the trust of that team and the control of that locker room? Because what he's saying is proving to be right. His methods, his styles, his ways are affecting winning, and he's somebody that guys buy into. That's it. You got to prove yourself if you get the job. That's what it comes down to.
What do you think, Alan?
I just think first and foremost, if you are hiring a coach, I think a relationship with LeBron James has to be a priority. It's important. You want to make sure they're on the same page. I'd only be worried for JJ Redick about anything that's said on the outside, but he shouldn't care about that. The locker room's not going to say a word about any relationships. I don't buy into that either. So to me, if it's the right fit and if LeBron James has a good relationship with a guy you're bringing in as a head coach, somebody as smart as JJ Redick who would understand I need to probably bring in a veteran coach to help me on the bench, then absolutely it makes sense. I don't know why you would hire that in a vacuum and then tell LeBron, hey, by the way, here's your new head coach. Hope you guys get along. I'd rather have that relationship built in.
We'll see it play out, we would assume, over the next several weeks.